All right, so let's go ahead and do this one real quick. Again, it was really nice to go ahead and let's go. We have a rainbow friend, but we don't need him right now. We can just take the 55%. This is the team that I've chosen to go to, so let's go. It was really nice because I was scrolling to Twitter when they decided to go ahead and do the announcement, right? They were like, hey, by the way, so we're gonna have this. This is really nice, by the way. This is a great start. Again, it should be relatively easy. We'll see. Hey, we have like something global first, right? So it's coming. It's gonna be related to the giant apes, and they showed a picture of Vegeta, and I was like, wow, okay. And you come to find out it was related to, you know, Extreme Sea Battle for these units, and I was really excited about it. Though, like for me, none of them are like, you know, even close to being like rainbowed or maxed out. It still feels pretty cool to have you know, a global first, even if it's just Extreme Sea Battle. You know, it's nice. It's nice to have like Extreme Sea Awakening, you know, refreshment of units, and maybe we'll see something else, you know. I know for a fact, well, not for a fact, to be honest, I know that we should be getting the Extreme Sea Battle for LR Gohan as well, right? Int LR Gohan. Relatively soon, not sure when though. It should be in this celebration. If that happens to be the case, then it's gonna be like, you know, really good to refill some stones. It's gonna be a really good, like, you know, middle or kind of end of the year celebration for Dokkan. It isn't supposed to be huge anyway, right? Like, it isn't supposed to be gigantic. It isn't supposed to be like amazing celebration like the worldwide celebration, but it still feels pretty good to have, like, you know, a bit of content in the middle of everything, right? And you'll never find me complaining about content, even if it is like, you know, Extreme Sea areas and so on. I obviously prefer battles, but still, like, you know, you'll never find me complaining because we got, you know, something to do in the game, which is like the most important thing, you know, in the world when it comes to Dokkan. Like, you know, the worldwide celebration in the third part was kind of lackluster, but everything else was really cool. And even though it was kind of hard or kind of like RNG based, the Bardock event, it ended up being pretty satisfying to complete it, and pretty interesting and fun to complete it. So, like, you know, I can't complain. I can't just show up and be like, oh, you know, like that event sucked and this event sucked. No, you know, they're trying something new, and it is quite a good thing. They also went ahead and did the survey for the worldwide celebration, and they took a reward, and I feel like, you know, that is also very welcome and very good. It's always good to feel like you're being listened to, as, you know, part of the player base. And they went ahead and did something else that I just remembered, and that was pretty hype in my opinion. Yeah, it's fine. And yeah, it should be fine. And that was that they went ahead and they acknowledged the Dragon Ball Superhero movie trailer, and they were like, hey, by the way, so the Red Ribbon Army is back, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, again, but fuck it. We were done with them on the original Dragon Ball, and then they brought it back for Dragon Ball Z and the androids and Cell, and it was like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, we finally ended it for real, and then it turns out like, hey, by the way, like, no, we're not done. We have something new for the Red Ribbon Army, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But they went ahead and it said, I believe, I think that I can check the announcement eventually later on stream. But they went ahead and they said that they had something prepared for the Red Ribbon Army, which is gonna be pretty high, pretty interesting. I do not know how they're gonna handle that though. I'm gonna put this Gogeta here, and then something like this, and then something like this. I do not know how they're gonna handle that, honestly. Because they could go ahead and take us all the way to original Dragon Ball, or they could go ahead and revisit the Android saga. I don't think, there is no way in hell they're gonna get, you know, any of the new characters that they showed on the trailer in the game. So that obviously I discard that idea. But it's gonna be interesting to see if they were to revisit, like, you know, the original Dragon Ball. That would be fantastic. And it would be super hype for me. At the same time, they could just go ahead and do alternative versions of old Red Ribbon Army characters through this Super Dragon Ball Heroes celebration as well. So, you know, it's really interesting to go ahead and see that. I'm not saying, you know, like this is gonna happen for sure or not. I'm just speculating, obviously. I you know, I do not work at Bandai or something like that. But it's always so cool to see them try something new. So we have to find out what happens. Hi, hello there, Toilet Watcher. How are you? Hi, in all caps. Oh my god, what happened? By the way. Sorry for the lack of communication when it came to yesterday's stream, as in there was none. There you go, a counter. But I legit was not feeling very well, so I had to go. Oh, well, caps was a mistake. Okay. I'm good going on school camp this Wednesday. Yo, let's go. Are you excited for that? Or nah? Do you not like them? Okay, hold on. I need to move chat here so that I can actually read. Yeah, I'm excited. All the good people are coming. Yo, let's go. That is cool. I feel like, you know, it's unavoidable to have your preferred people on school, and it's always fun to have the gang together. So, you know, that's amazing. I hope that you have a good time. Where is the camp, by the way? I don't think I've ever had like an excursion that took like a couple of days or so. It was always like one day or so on, and it was really cool to have like the whole gang there and just have fun with it. You know, even the shittiest place was fun to have with the people around you, the right people around you. This game looks fun. Not much the gameplay, but the animations are cool. I mean, the gameplay is not like you know, groundbreaking or something like that. I will have to admit that. But it is simply cool because I get to collect, like, you know, characters that I like from Dragon Ball, and I get to strategize a bit and create a deck and so on. And that is something that I enjoy personally. The animations are really good. They've stepped up their game so much in the last, like, what, 2 years or so. They've been doing amazing. They started with, you know, such a simple animation with sprites and stuff like that, with 8-bit sprites, and then they took it to the next level. And now it looks like, legit, it looks like, you know, they took out these scenes from the anime straight up, which is fantastic. We'll be playing Genshin soon, by the way. After I collect some stones, and then I do a couple of summons. But yeah, I don't know what the place is called. Yeah, it's, you know, it's fine then. It's still pretty cool. I hope that, you know, it ends up being a place that you do enjoy, though. I feel like that's important as well, and with things to do and so on. I remember excursions and stuff like that. The standard for damage in this looks so much higher compared to Genshin. See, that's an example of an animation that, you know, that's how the game started, by the way, like that type of animation. Now it looks like this, and, you know, this is a 2020 unit. So yeah. Yeah, like, it requires a lot more damage for sure. But also, like, you know, it requires also less inputs and less things to do when it comes to, like, the player. All you have to do is go ahead and prepare yourself with the passives in mind and the links in mind and so on. It can be a lot more complicated usually, especially in endgame content. But here it's more like mindless because it's so easy, right? But like, it depends on the type of content that you're facing and the type of stuff that you're doing. But yeah, it can be quite easy. It looks very simple right now, and you know, the numbers are insane. The battle seems so chaotic. What do you mean? I feel like it can be, like, you know, I don't know if I will describe it as chaotic, to be honest. There you go. Yeah, that's a lot of damage for nothing. Even if this, there wasn't even a crit, right? Like eventually near the end, there's just animations everywhere. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that like because everybody's attacking at the same, like, you know, onwards and onwards. I would describe the battles in Genshin way more, especially when there's a lot of enemies, way more chaotic than this, though, in my opinion, in my experience. To be fair, like this is just like legit a turn-based, you know, battle essentially. So you know we're gonna attack first, and then they're gonna attack if they survive, and so on. Yeah, what are we doing right now? Because I think that I think that without context it doesn't make any sense. We are doing a battle that helps us get those medals and those orbs and those stones, so that we can make the existing characters that we have in our box better. And the existing characters will be these ones. But it's also optional to go ahead and awaken them. And now, you know, after we're done with Goku, we have to do probably Raditz and then Vegeta. Right, probably Raditz. It should be Raditz, right? Oh yeah, they did Raditz. I think the animation for this is more flashy, making it seem more chaotic. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, you know, the style of gameplay is relatively easy. I mean, you also have to keep in mind stuff like, usually, not on this type of battle, but you also usually have to keep in mind, like, for example, these links and so on. You know, how the units are linking, do they have enough energy to super attack? And, you know, all those little extra details that you have to keep in mind. But right now, we're just doing this grind to get some stones and then do a couple of summons and see if we get blessed by Iron Jesus. You know, the most important thing in a gacha game. There you go. Yeah, it should be a really short section for Genshin, for Dokkan. And then I have to like recover some of the lost time from yesterday as well. Okay, there you go.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so we keep facing Raditz, and I wonder if Vegeta is actually gonna be like, you know, really hard or something. Okay, there you go. Also, and then this. Is this an event? Yeah. You have to go through the 30 levels of the event to go ahead and get all the rewards. So essentially, like, every level is scaling up in difficulty. However, I don't know if I will like, most of the Extreme C battles are not like end game content essentially, so they're really easy to complete. There are some that are really difficult, but yeah. And you know, the difficulty also comes in having the right units for the event. I happen to have them, but if you go ahead and check out, like, for example, let me click OK, battle info, then you go ahead and you see that the types unaffected by damage reduction are giant APE power. So if I was to bring a different team into this, I would just get destroyed. But you know, you go ahead and check out this type of stuff. Like, you know, you have to create a team that is in this category, and then, you know, bring it in and win essentially. If you don't happen to have the units that you need, then you're kind of screwed, to be fair, and to be honest with you. And if you happen to have like enough units in giant APE power, but they all suck, which can happen, then you cannot complete it, and you have to wait, or you have to find a way to build a team that can actually carry through the whole event. But it's, you know, 30 levels. It's available for 30 levels, and it's available for like the whole duration of the celebration. What's giant APE power? Okay, hold on. Because it's easier to explain like looking at the deck. There you go. Okay. Have you ever watched Dragon Ball, by the way, if I may ask? There you go. Okay, I'm gonna continue this, but before I do so, let me go ahead and do character list. Okay, there you go. So Giant Ape, no, I haven't watched any Dragon Ball. Okay, well, first of all, I recommend it because it is one of my favorite series of all time. Second of all, in Dragon Ball, let me go ahead and look at something like this, right? Yeah, that's perfect. So in Dragon Ball, there are like... Wait, Dragon Ball is in Big 3? Oops, sorry. I haven't watched any of the Big 3. What do you mean, Big 3? Okay, in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna continue just real quick with the explanation. In Dragon Ball, there are these beings called the Saiyans, right? So, you know, the main character happens to be a Saiyan and so on. They happen to have these tails, and with these tails, they have like a hidden power that lets them turn into a giant ape. Later on in the series, it is also discovered, like, you know, in Dragon Ball GT, which people say it's canon, people say it's not canon, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck. They happen to discover later on that they can turn into this thing, which they call Super Saiyan 4, by turning into a giant ape after becoming Super Saiyan. So they turn into a giant ape form that is golden, and then they turn into this. So the category is composed by anybody who can access the power of their tails. So this is like, you know, this is why I'm like, you know, this is the monkeys experience a battle. So, you know, the two essential forms of the category is, can you turn into a giant ape like this? The ape form still looks kind of human to me. Like, this is the primitive ape form, right? Or, yeah, wait, never mind, there you go. Or can you turn into this? You know, the Super Saiyan 4, which is essentially the power of, you know, the Super Saiyan and the giant ape form combined, essentially, and mastered and so on. Feels like a more primitive type of transformation and so on. So yeah, you know, he has a tail as well, as you can see right there, and so on. The only one that I will say that, you know, does not have any of those you know, kind of like elements is this one, is Broly. But Broly, you know, there's a whole explanation for that in the movie, essentially, that he's able to access it without turning into a giant ape, which makes it like better and so on, because he's able to move faster and so on, and he's a prodigy and all of that. But yeah, that's giant ape power. But, you know, also there's like many categories, so that's why you have to, you know, work around the idea of, I'm gonna do this Extreme C battle, and with which team can I go ahead and do it, right? So, you know, there's Super Saiyan 3, there's Realm of Gods, which is like, you know, whoever is able to access the power of gods and God Key and so on. And, you know, it's a bunch of lore, really. It's a lot to do with Dragon Ball Z, essentially. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT as well. But yeah, it's just really cool because, like, you know, I get to talk about like Dragon Ball and play with the characters and so on. But like, I feel like I've said this before in the past. But if I haven't, then you know, I'll say it this time. And if I have, then I apologize. But one of my favorite things to do when I was a kid, like legit when I was 8 years old and so on, it was going to, like, you know, a small corner shop or corner store, a store or something like that, and buy Dragon Ball trading cards. It was like legit a bit of an obsession that I had when I was growing up, like, you know, being 9 years old or so on. I eventually got over it, right? Obviously, thankfully. But then I discovered this game back in like last year, and I was going through it, to be honest. I wasn't feeling well, but I decided to go ahead and give it a shot, and, you know, it got me back into like playing stuff, and I enjoyed it so much that I ended up, like, you know, investing money into it and so on. Not too much, but I know it was the first gacha experience that I had. So this game is also to blame for me trying Genshin as well. But yeah, it was so much fun, and it was like, you know, something that I truly needed to get my head of what I was going through, and it was great. So I you know, I ended up loving it, and eventually, when I went back to like there you go. And because it's you know, revisiting what I enjoyed when I was a kid. When I went back to like streaming, because I started streaming like in April 2021, but I went back to it in August. It was fantastic to go ahead and do it with just Dragon Ball theme stuff, because you know, I had a lot of things to talk about when it comes to Dragon Ball, and it allowed me to, because I was playing Dokkan every day anyway. So I was like, okay, fuck it, if we're gonna be playing Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle anyway, I might as well do so live. And that was like, you know, the whole idea behind it. I feel like the gameplay of trading card games are fun, but I don't like the trading part. What do you mean by not liking the trading part? Like, you know, trading with other people? Or like, you know, having to summon to get the cards that you want or so on? Is the Dragon Ball anime still ongoing? Yeah, kinda. Not really, I guess, would be like the right answer, I think. The answer is no, this anime series is not ongoing. However, there is a new movie coming out next year on 2021. It's called Dragon Ball Super Superhero. And the trailer just came out, and you know, it looks interesting. It's a new take on the series, and it's gonna be interesting to go ahead and look at it. When it comes to, like, you know, the series itself, no, the anime is not going. It's not ongoing, but the manga is ongoing, and I do read the manga as well. So it is a very weird answer, really, because yes, there is a movie coming out. Yes, the manga is still happening and being released every week and so on. Not every week, but I feel like every month or something like along those lines. I read it whenever people tell me on Twitter, like, hey, you know, this episode came out, and I'm like, okay. So that's why I don't know if it's a monthly thing. I think it's a monthly thing, but whatever. But like, the series isn't. So, you know, there's no more Dragon Ball Super episodes. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to go ahead and say that it is, but it isn't. It's still alive, and I feel like it'll always be, because it is like probably like the most popular, one of the most popular animes on planet Earth, really. Okay, there you go. There you go. And then yeah, trading with other people and having to buy. I usually just didn't trade with other people, really. I just bought the, you know, the little thingies, the booster packs, and then I went ahead and you know, play with them, essentially. And it was almost like card collecting, essentially. Because like, I feel like a lot of people went ahead and had, like, you know, if I feel like if, for example, you were born in the US and you happen to have like a hobby that requires to go ahead and trade cards, you probably went to conventions or tournaments, or, you know, there was people around you playing. But that wasn't the case for me. So it was like essentially me collecting cards just because I wanted to. And Dokkan is essentially that. Because there is no PvP or there is no co-op. It's just essentially, it's a single player game. You go ahead and you buy it, you download it, and then you decide what you want to put into it. If you want to go ahead and booster your team, which is, you know, a positive thing for sure, you can go ahead and spend your stones. But do you have enough stones? Do you want to buy some? Yes, okay, go ahead and do it. Do you not want to buy some? Then it's okay, just play the game at your own pace and you'll make it. That's, you know, I feel like it's very free-to-play friendly, very friendly for beginners as well, and it is very chill. You know, you're not like, oh shit, like I have to go in and you know, fight this pay to win dude and he's gonna kick my ass, right? Like, that's not something that is going to happen to you in Dokkan. There you go. Oh, there you go. What does Dokkan actually mean? I feel like that's a great question that I've never asked before. What does Dokkan mean? I'm looking it up. Okay, first of all, the first answer that I find is that it's an ancient Illuminati word for tons of money. So there you go, that's the number one. Uh, okay, hold on. I found like a real one. It's not that one. It means explosion, but it can also be stated as non-stop battle. So it's essentially like, you know, Dragon Ball Z non-stop battle. It's the way that, you know, people will go ahead and translate it. I think, you know, this is Google telling me stuff. And also like people being assholes by saying like, hey, by the way, it means tons of money. Dragon Ball Z, tons of money. Tons of money battle. But no. Asian Illuminati worked. Oh, no. No, it's a, you know, it makes sense. It's non-stop battle. You can go ahead and... It's almost like, a, you know, an idle type game. Play it at your own pace. Non-stop battle, yeah, it makes sense. IMO. But, you know, they sell it as... And it was interesting because there was a bit of backlash, but it was also like memes on Twitter. When Dokkan went ahead and tweeted from the, like, you know, the official Twitter account, they were like, hey, by the way, like, this is a simple action, you know, puzzle game or bubble popping game or something along those lines. People were like, simple, because it isn't, and it can be quite hard, and you have to strategize, and you have to come up with you know, good decks to actually survive the end game content. And there just so happens to be like I've completed everything that there is in the end game content, so that's why we're not playing anything that's difficult. But I have to admit that, you know, it can be a bit overwhelming for some people, and it can be a bit hard. Just a tiny bit, to be fair. But yeah, it was really fun to see people be like, simple, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, you know, it's like people saying that Genshin is a chill game. Sometimes it just isn't. Sometimes it goes hard. And it can be quite easy to go ahead and do commissions and take it easy, but, you know, it can be quite hellish. Depends on the perspective of the people, and also how hard you take it. Because you can legit just play this and not do any of the hard content and still, like, be happy with your collection of cards. That's, you know, that's something that I like. You know, the fact that people can do whatever the fuck they want, really. There is no such thing as the right way to play the game. Which is not something that you can say about many games.
All right,
there you go. Okay, so we are now in the AGL phase, and we are facing Vegeta. There you go, and there you go. But yeah, I would recommend, you know, it's very rare to see somebody join the Dokkan stream without, like, you know, having watched Dragon Ball or play Dokkan. But I would 100% recommend you watching Dragon Ball, really. Like, I just had a lot of fun with it when I was a kid, and even today I watched some clips and it just puts a smile on my face. So I would 100% recommend it. If you happen to have the time, if there is a place in which you can watch it. But it's just like a suggestion, really. Like, you know, everybody can do whatever they want, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, but yeah. How long is Dragon Ball? Oh god. The original Dragon Ball? You don't mean like Dragon Ball Z, right? Or Dragon Ball, yeah, because like there are 4 main series, that's the thing. Hold on. It's gonna be something that I have to look up. Like the whole story. Okay. Hello Google, it's me again. How long does it take to watch all of Dragon Ball? Okay, so this person that is doing this is doing like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, all of the movies, and Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super all the way to the new movie. So he's saying that Okay, like it's gonna be exaggerated, and I want you to bear with me here, because it's not gonna take you this long, right? But they are saying that to watch all of the installments, including the OVAs and the specials and the movies and so on, it's gonna take like 280 hours. But you obviously don't have to watch the movies, the Dragon Ball Z movies at least, and the original Dragon Ball either. Only probably like the Super movies. So I will say that around 200 hours really. I do not know how to put it, like how many episodes and so on. I think that because it's not telling me how many Dragon Balls, how many episodes for Dragon Ball there are. But I'll probably say that, you know, if you put in like, if you watch it casually, you should be done with it in like,
Let's do this.
I don't know, a month and a half or so, depending on how much time you have. And if you vibe with it, because, you know, I don't want, you know, people to watch it just because I recommended it somehow, some way, and you don't like it. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, because they're like, okay, the original Dragon Ball takes about 33 hours and 31 minutes. Dragon Ball Z takes 96 hours. Dragon Ball GT takes 22 hours. Dragon Ball Super takes 31 hours. And then the movies and specials. And I'm like, yeah. But I don't know if that's enough of an answer, really. So not remix. Yeah, like legit, do not watch. I will advise to watch the original Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball Z, rather than you know, watching Kai, personally, because that's what I saw. I could only find Dragon Ball Super and Crunchyroll. Oh no. Dragon Ball is about 800 episodes long. Is that actually right? Episodes total. Dragon Ball Z is 291 episodes. So, and the original Dragon Ball is 153. So, I don't know how you got those numbers. I think that they're counting like everything there is to count. Okay. How to watch the OG. On Funimation, subbed and dubbed and ad free. Okay. And also on Hulu apparently. That's something. Gonna look something else up real quick so that I can help you. Alright, so I found something that will probably be really good for you. IMO. I just need I need to find it, but hold on. Let me confirm these movements as well, and actually get the Dragon Ball story, the Dragon Ball thing going. What is happening? Oh no. Okay, there it goes. Oh, okay, so he got... Okay, so what I'm looking for, I'm gonna go ahead and send it in chat. It's a channel called Totally Not Mark, and I am not affiliated to the guy. I do not know him. I don't think he knows me at all.
Let's do this.
But he did a serious review on classic Dragon Ball. Apparently some of the videos got taken down. But you can go ahead and check out like the few videos that he has still up about the classic Dragon Ball. and I'm sure he's gonna give like he gives reviews and there are some spoilers, but if you like what you see in some of those videos, then you can go ahead and try and find it. And if you do enjoy it, then I'm sure that it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a fantastic series to watch. The longest anime that I've ever watched is Hunter x Hunter. It took me like 3 months. God damn. Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Z Kai included. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Just for the record, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai are essentially the same series. It just so happens that Dragon Ball Z Kai is shortened, but really it's the same series. So I would recommend watching the original, broadcast of Dragon Ball Z rather than Kai. But if you happen to only find Kai, then it's okay. Because this is the same content, it's just that Dragon Ball Z is a bit longer and has some filler. But that's pretty much it. So, when people be like, hey, by the way, like you have to watch it chronologically, and people be like, hey, so you have to watch Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z Kai. No, fuck that. Eliminate, Kai out of there. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that channel that I just shared, again, nothing to do with me really. I only know that I like his stuff, and by his stuff I mean his videos when it comes to Dragon Ball. So he's one of the very few like Dragon Ball YouTubers that I would recommend. I feel like the community can be a bit toxic usually, but that guy, he happens to be really good. And I don't mind saying this when I'm recording or streaming or whatever, because I've recommended before, guys like Dashi and Northern Lion and so on, because they are guys that I watch and that I truly enjoy watching, so I don't mind. But yeah, watching his classic Dragon Ball reviews can actually help you out tons to figure out if it's something that you're gonna enjoy or not. And then you can go in and try and look out for other Dragon Ball content if you want to. There you go. But yeah, by the way, it's interesting because like a lot of people in the community, in the Dragon Ball community, I mean, don't even watch the original Dragon Ball. Like, they go ahead and they be like, okay, skip to Dragon Ball Z, and people are like, oh, it's because Dragon Ball Z is superior, and I just don't agree. And not that I don't think it, Dragon Ball Z is better. I just think that they are on the same level, and I feel like to understand the sentimental meaning that Z has, you have to go ahead and watch the original Dragon Ball IMO. Again, it's my opinion. Many people just don't watch it, and it's okay. But I would 100% recommend just watching the original Dragon Ball. If you happen to have the time, just go ahead and do it. I didn't even know original Dragon Ball existed. I thought Dragon Ball Z was the name of the whole series. Nah, yeah, it makes sense because Z is like way more popular. When I was a kid, I used to watch both because in my national broadcaster, it was something like this. It was OG Dragon Ball on 11 a.m., the 11 a.m. slot, and then Dragon Ball Z on the 6 p.m. slot. So I was able to watch like both at the same time, and I kind of knew what was going to happen on OG Dragon Ball, but it was still pretty cool. And I used to watch it with my dad, and my dad actually like loves OG Dragon Ball way more. If you go ahead and watch OG Dragon Ball, then you're able to understand a lot of the things that Toriyama does as a writer as well, because he started like as a gag writer, right? Like he does a lot of jokes and he introduces a lot of comedic stuff, and only goes into sci-fi action, space traveling warriors, and destroying planets and stuff like that, and legends and stuff like that, until like Dragon Ball Z and later on, and he goes into mythology and stuff like that. But it is pretty cool because Goku feels like such a kid and such an innocent business like human being when you first get to know him, and he's so likable that many people are like, hey, Goku is an idiot and super, so how can you like him? And you like him because of all the things that you've been through from OG Dragon Ball to now. But yeah, and it's interesting because like it's so cool to think about like the writers behind the show, because it's insane how a person can be so fucking talented to be like, hey, you know, like I'm a gag writer, like I go ahead and I write, you know, jokes and I write comedy and stuff like that, but let me give this whole shonen thing a shot and nail it. Like go ahead and legit be like, okay, so you know, I went from writing, you know, comedic stuff to making like probably the most popular anime, shonen anime on earth at the time. Like that's insane. And one of the things that I complain a lot about the community in Dragon Ball, honestly, is the fact that many people like mock the creator of the series, and they're like, oh, look at him, he forgot about this, he forgot about that, and it can be quite a meme, right? But like, you know, I feel like it can be a bit disrespectful, and I get if you have like, you know, complaints, but you also have to remember that, you know, we have everything that we love about the series because of him. So it's cool to criticize him, but just like keep it respectful, IMO. But yeah. I just like, see, this is why when I restarted streaming on August, I went to the Dragon Ball well immediately, because I can always go off of a Dragon Ball. There you go. Sure, no problem. I'll be done with the battle pretty soon. I cannot believe it's been like 50 minutes since I started streaming and 41 minutes since I started the battle. Hopefully it'll be done soon. And as I thought, you know, it was super easy to go ahead and complete it. There you go. So once we're done with this one, we're gonna do the battlefield and see how that one goes, and then and then probably do a couple of summons and see how it goes. Yeah, that's the plan. There you go. Okay, we are getting so close to completing it.
Let's do this.
Okay, this is level 29. We are 2 levels away, this one and the next one. Okay, alright. Come on, Vegeta. I wonder if we can get a dupe for Vegeta on our summons. I believe that he's featured. I have to review that banner very well to see what happens there. I'm gonna summon for the sake of it, really. It would be funny to just go ahead and get a new unit, whether it is Garlic Jr. or Gohan. I don't think it's advisable to go ahead and summon, to be honest with you, but you know, it's just fun to do so. If you're having fun, then it's not a waste. But maybe we'll regret that on the future banners. We'll have to see. There you go, and the next level. And then that'll be the end. Okay, there you go. I wonder what will come next in this celebration. It's so cool that we got this. But I cannot help but wonder, you know, what they're gonna do next.
Let's do this.
Okay, come on. Okay, thank God we have enough ores for Vegeta to super, so that he can get his defense up. But you know, it should be fairly easy. We don't have many other, like I think this is the only SGR unit that we have that could be in peril here, so you know, should be good. There you go. And yeah, okay. But he countered, okay, so everything is good. Let's go, Vegeta, come on. Okay, there you go. Hi, hello. Hello, Thai 2009. How are you? Okay, there you go. And soon we'll be done with this battle. You're good, alright, I'm happy for you. Happy Saturday. There you go. Can you counter? Yeah, you can. Alright. Perfect. Beautiful. Alright, so we are done with the battle, huh? Finally, it took us a while, but you know, we also drifted away from the whole battle. We did talk about a lot of stuff. I believe that we're done, right? Yeah, hold on. Let me check this and let me check the rewards. And yeah, when we see an statue, that's when we know we're done. So yeah, alright, that was good. That was easy, to be fair. Though a bit long, but everything was easy.